All right, let me see if I can get in view here. Good afternoon. This is Lucky Lynx, and I am going to show you another how-to tarot video. People asked me specifically after my last video, could I show them some more stuff with the tarot, and I'd be happy to. This is how to tell whether a love is true or false. Okay, so before we begin, you have to realize that each relationship that you read for has to do with contracts being made, contract of the individual, each individual, what their expectations are, what their contracts are, what they agree to. Sometimes what people agree to in a relationship is not the same things. When both people are agreeing to the same thing and keep their word and keep their contract, then the relationship works. When they have different purposes, or they're creating something different, or they're aiming for something different, the relationship usually doesn't work. People cling to each other for security reasons. People cling to each other for masochistic reasons. People cling to each other for lots of reasons that usually have very little to do with love. So this one will tell you, this is another one like the last one I did on telling whether or not a person was being deceitful or honest. This one, that one used only 2 cards. This one uses 3 cards. So it tells you, the first card tells you what one person in the relationship is bringing to the relationship, or how they're approaching it, or what they think their deal is, or their contract is, or the contract they're trying to make. The other one tells you what contract the other person's trying to make, and the third one tells you what they're creating between them, whether it's in harmony or disharmony. So, for example, I've got a couple of examples in mind here. I'm going to, this is between a married couple. So the first one will tell you how she's approaching it, the contract that she's wanting to make, how she's approaching it, then him, what he's wanting to make, and what they're creating between them, okay? So let me just shuffle these. All right, there we go. All right, her. What she's wanting to make him, what he's wanting to make, and what's between them. Okay, so her, what she's wanting to make is, she's actually thinking about herself in the relationship. This is the One of Guns. She's trying to use this one to get herself ahead and using it as a tool to propel herself forward. So this is me in that relationship. This is him. He's trying to ease some of the problems that he's got going on in his own mental capacities, and what they're creating between them is something that's a little more chaotic and or is probably heading for an end. So that's how you do that one. So what the contract she's making is one that's kind of independent. She wants to be independent and go her own way. He's actually approaching it with a great deal of dissatisfaction because he's not agreeing to this. And then what this one is creating is a split, really, in the partnership. Okay, so that's how you do it. Let me do another one. I'll show you 3 examples. Okay, this one, let me show you. This is another marriage. She's approaching it here. Okay, she has someone else in the picture. There's a king here, and it does not feel like him. So she's trying to replace something that she feels she got with her father, A, and B, there's another man in the picture he doesn't know about. He's trying to sort of ease his conscience here about something, and he's actually avoiding, is what it feels like. And what they've got here is something that is independent of, it sort of cuts them both. So what they're creating together is they cut each other with it. How do I put this? We call it taking a cut in mind sciences, when they're sort of inflicting damage on each other. So it feels like where this could be, they're both focused on the same thing, they're not. This actually feels like they're using it as a weapon for each other. So he's actually got something on her, she's got something on him, and they're using it against each other. Not really. I would like to find a good relationship. Okay. All right, I got another one. Another marriage that I'm thinking of here. I'm going to use that one as an example. Alright, so what she's doing here, what he's doing, and then in between them. Alright, okay, so she's feeling guilty about something, and it actually feels like she's feeling guilty about a child. He's actually working to make it a partnership. He's working very hard and dedicated to it. What they've got going on between them is still developing. It also feels like it's in a state of evolution and moving, and they're trying to connect with each other, but they're missing each other at this point. Okay, so let me try one more, see if I can do a pair of, see if I can think of some gentlemen who are, okay, I got one. A partnership with two men that I can think of. The first one, this is what he's doing. That's his approach. It's her approach. The other one's approach. Okay, this one actually feels more unified. Okay, so he's taking the opportunity. He's very practical about it. Actually gives him power. The first one, he feels that this relationship gives him power, gives him a strong foundation, and is actually helping him heal something from his past. So, the other one feels like he's working very hard for the relationship. The two of them are somewhat united and are moving forward together and are using this relationship to sort of cut some of the garbage that they had built up. So they're actually using, it feels like they're actually using this to try to help heal each other. He can be distant. The other one feels like he's doing all the work at times. But generally speaking, they do tend to come together, and they're working hard at this point to overcome obstacles, to come together and unify their purpose. However, it does feel at times like they're divided and they're going in different directions, so there's a danger in that. Okay, so that's how you do it. How the one approaches it, how the other is approaching. So this is the contract he's wanting to make. This is the contract he's wanting to make, or she's wanting to make, however you do the relationship. And this is what's going between. I'll do one more, two women. One more. Let's see how the women couples fare. These are actual cases I'm thinking of, and I'm using it to do I haven't looked into them before. Okay. So the first one, this is what she's given, this is what she's given, and this is what she. Okay. Oh. Okay, that one's not. Okay. This one is looking for opportunities for them to advance their partnership, but she's also wants, at this point, a breather to be able to take opportunities or find opportunities for herself. The other one is actually kind of out for herself and is kind of focused on herself. This is actually coming up as selfish. So there's selfish reasons for this one. This one's seeking kind of opportunities elsewhere, or is feeling like they need to seek opportunities elsewhere. What's happening between them is kind of chaotic, so they're creating chaos. So what one person brings to the table, what the other person brings to the table, and what the two of them are creating together. So this is the creation of the two contracts. Okay? That's how you do it. That's how you decide or find or read whether or not love is true or false. So far, I think we had 3 falses and 1 kind of going towards true, but working through some stuff. Okay? So that's how you do it. And if you have any questions, put them in the thing below. I'll do my best to answer any questions. If you want a specific topic about tarot read or shown, I'll do my best to do it. And I am Lucky Lynx, wishing you success and good fortune in all you do.